Mr. Tiger Goes Wild, illustrated and written by Peter Brown. Everyone was perfectly fine with the way things were. Everyone but Mr. Tiger. Mr. Tiger was bored with always being so proper. Good day, Mr. Tiger. Good day, Mr. Deer. Lovely weather we're having, I suppose. Indeed. Now, children, please do not act like wild animals. He wanted to loosen up. He wanted to have fun. He wanted to be wild. And then one day, Mr. Tiger had a very wild idea. He felt better already. Mr. Tiger became wilder and wilder each day. Roar! His friends did not know what to think. Peculiar. Wow. Unacceptable. And then Mr. Tiger went a little too far. His friends had lost their patience. Mr. Tiger, if you must act wild, kindly do so in the wilderness. What a magnificent idea. So Mr. Tiger ran away into the wilderness, where he went completely wild. Roar! But Mr. Tiger was lonely. He missed his friends, he missed the city, he missed his home. So Mr. Tiger decided to return. And he found that things were beginning to change. Now Mr. Tiger felt free to be himself. And so did everyone else. The end. Hello, I'm Peter Brown, and it is my professional opinion that everyone should find time to go a little wild. All right. This Peter Brown is the author and illustrator, and I'm just looking back through the book at the illustrations. This is just so my style. I love these different shades of green for his jungle. I like his geometric shapes. It's kind of retro looking. I love how he has everything kind of this dull color, yet Mr. Tiger pops against with his orange coloring against the gray. I want you to think about Mr. Tiger. He's so formal in these pictures, and then he gets a little wild, right? And he's starting to walk like a tiger, roar, jump. And then I love when he goes to the jungle. I love the scene here with the waterfall and all these trees coming out, overlapping shapes. The geometric shapes of the birds. I love how the trees are rectangle shapes. I want you to create a drawing of a tiger and make him wild. What would your tiger be wearing to be wild? I'll show you how to do his face, and then we can add some unique things to your tiger. So let's get started. Get your paper. All right, let's get started on our Mr. Tiger and make him wild. I want you to think about his facial expressions and how you want him to feel. Is he happy? Is he sad? Is he surprised? We're going to start with two eyes in the center. Think about how you make your eyes. If he was surprised, the pupils would probably be straight ahead. If he was looking to the side or worried or up, maybe I have him looking up. So I'll place the eyeballs there. And maybe he has little eyebrows like that. All right, so now we're going to come down to the bridge of his nose. We'll do a little triangular nose. We're going to close that up with his muzzle. What kind of mouth are you going to give him? Maybe he's surprised at whatever's on his head. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll find out. Now we'll do our head. In Mr. Brown's story, he was kind of had a rectangular head, so I'm thinking, I'm doing a little air drawing here. I think I'll come across like this, down the sides, across the top, and put my circle ears on. And then the zigzag line had some of his hair coming out like that. Now start thinking, what could you make that was wild? What's on top of his head? You remember how I said I really like those birds? Maybe I'll have a bird on top of his head getting wild, and he was surprised. Oh, but maybe I better add some stripes in here first. Or maybe I want a silly hat. What kind of hat could you put that was super silly? Could be like one of those beanie propeller hats, like that. Or a big fancy bow or some feathers. I'm gonna do my bird. And what could I put around him? Thinking maybe he needs like maybe a tropical Hawaiian shirt. I'll have it go down, be buttoned down. So maybe he was in the jungle. Maybe add some stripes to his collar. And then you can place him. Where do you want your Mr. Brown or Mr. Tiger at? Do you want him in the jungle? Do you want him, I think I'll probably put him in the city. Maybe that's why he's so surprised, because he's in the city and he's got this tropical bird. Here's my skyscraper. I can even add some of his, friends. I'll have to pretend that hat wasn't there, huh? All right, when you're done, you can go ahead and color in your picture. And there we have our Mr. Tiger Goes Wild drawing. So remember, you do you. Sometimes you need to be a little bit wild.